You are here because you are an air conditioning or electrical business who wants to do more ducted installs. You went to trade school, you did an apprenticeship, you did all of the training, and what you learned is how can I be the best installer? That's all you were taught. Your boss never taught you how to run a company, school never taught you how to run a business, and trade school never told you how to run a business. The only thing they tell you is how to be the best at flares, how to be the best at hanging your system, and how to be the best installer. And the reason they told you this is because that's what used to matter. 10 years ago, word of mouth was so popular. No one started businesses. It was very uncommon for someone who was young to actually start a business. It was only older guys, and it was companies that had already been around for 20 years. So they purely relied on the reputation. They relied on word of mouth. But what happened? We had a massive change in the world. As soon as COVID came, and after COVID, all of a sudden, everyone started starting businesses. Now you had all of these people who were typically working for someone going out on their own, and it's caused an oversupply of companies. So now word of mouth became so much less effective, and you need to start to understand how to actually build a business. And right now you're sitting there and you're a hard worker. You're incredibly good at what you do. Your craft is amazing. You wake up every single day, you go and do your job, and sometimes you're even doing 10 to 12-hour days and potentially 6 days a week. So the reason your business isn't growing has very little to do with the fact that you're not working hard. I believe that you are working incredibly hard. I just believe that you're working in the wrong direction. If a ship is 1 degree off, it ends up in a different country. And most air conditioning and electrical business owners are 1 degree off. They feel like they're working in the right direction. They feel like they're doing the right thing. You're getting the few Google reviews. You've got some cards, you're leaving some cards, you're doing some letter drop box. Maybe you've thrown a couple of ads up, you're sending out a few quotes. It feels like you're doing all of the right things. It feels like you're making the right move. But for some reason, month after month, year after year, your business is stuck in the same position. Potentially you're even going backwards. Or maybe you're winning some jobs, but there's just no profit in that. Maybe you keep sending quotes and you keep losing to someone who's cheaper than you, but they have no experience and you don't know why. And right now you're sitting there and you're thinking that the market must be dead. You're blaming the market conditions. You're saying it's too saturated. Everyone is just racing to the bottom. They're just undercutting everyone else. And that's all they're doing. And I understand the frustration. I understand that this is causing you stress. You probably wake up every single day pissed off. And maybe even you're in a position where you are winning a few jobs and you're going okay, but then you can't even hire someone. You throw something up on Seek and you get a bunch of people from overseas wanting a visa. And you're sitting there going, are there any tradies left? Is there anyone out there that's actually good? Is there anyone that can actually help me grow my business? And you don't know what to do. You're at a crossroad. You've been sitting there for a while and you know deep in your heart, you know deep to your core that you need to make a change. Maybe you've chatted to your partner about it. Maybe you've chatted to your friends. You have a bit of hunger inside of you. You have something inside of you, an inkling that's telling you, you know what, I should do something different. But you don't even know where to start. Because the moment you hop on Instagram or Facebook, you're getting hit with 100 different ads of 100 different people who are trying to coach you or trying to help you, and it becomes numb. It's like on Uber Eats when there's a million different options to choose from. You don't even know where to start. And that's the position you're in right now. You have built a company, you have a brand, you have a logo, you have a website, you have an Instagram page, you're doing jobs, you have a couple of workers. You're in an okay position, but you know it's not enough. You don't truly feel free. You don't truly feel safe and comfortable in your business. You still live life on the edge and you're wanting to make a change right now, but you just don't know where to start. And how do I possibly know this? How have I possibly sat here right now and spoke about every single thing that you're going through? Because I was there. Like I went through all of that when I built my own first air conditioning company, Frost Solutions. When I started that business, I had no direction. I was still doing okay. I was going around knocking on hotels and dropping off to real estates, and I was picking up some changeovers, doing some splits, doing the odd service work, and it was okay. I mean, I wasn't struggling, but it was never enough. And I sat there and I realized, I said, I can't possibly create full financial freedom and full time freedom and location freedom in my life to actually enjoy and do the things I want to do like this. I can't predict what my growth is going to be. If I wanted to grow, I couldn't pull a lever and all of a sudden I grew. And I was hitting my head against the wall. And it wasn't until I discovered that the actual thing that grows a trade business isn't what we're taught. It has very little to do with the quality of work, but it has everything to do with the experience that you give a customer. It has everything to do with marketing and sales. So I became extremely passionate about marketing and sales, because it does not matter if you are the best installer. If you are the best installer in the whole entire world, but nobody knows that, then it means nothing. How does that help you? You're the best? Okay, that's great, but who knows about that? And that is when I mastered the art and I realized you need to market. You need to put yourself out there. You need to showcase who you are, your personality, your characteristics, what you stand for. You need to put that out there in front of people. And then when you put that in front of people, you need to learn how to sell to those people. You need to learn how to control the conversation, how to create an amazing experience for these customers. You need to master the art of that. And when I did that, my air conditioning company, Frost Solutions, in a 9-month period went from me just doing the odd job, doing a few changeovers here and there, having a friend help me out as a subcontractor. Within a 9-month period, I was doing 10 ducted installs every single week consistently. And we were doing over $500,000 a month in revenue. And the company was only 1 year old. And one day before it hit 365 days of having this company, one day before that, I hired an operations manager. He came in, he took over sales, ops, and in that moment, I had complete and utter freedom of my life. I could wake up and do whatever I wanted. I went to the gym in the morning, I had a PT, I had a boxing coach at night. I traveled around Australia. I went down to Melbourne, I went down to Sydney. I did whatever I wanted because I'd created full location and time freedom within my business. And all of it happened within a 12-month period, because I truly understand what it takes to actually grow an air conditioning company, and it has nothing to do with what you do. And the way I'm able to do this is through 3 different parts. We have created a customer experience journey where the first thing we do is we run an ad, and it's a video of yourself, of you doing a job. Because if you're the best installer, we need to show the customer that through high quality video content. So we get that and we put that together, and then we get a video testimonial from your customer. Because what is the most powerful way to grow a business? It's through word of mouth. Okay, the most powerful way to grow a business is through word of mouth, but it's not scalable. If I do an amazing job for someone, they're gonna tell 2 or 3 people, and I might win a job out of that, but that's it. But what happens if I did an amazing job for someone, and then instead of them telling 2 or 3 people, I took a video of them actually telling their experience, and then I grabbed that video and I ran it as a paid advertisement, and I put it in front of millions of people who are actively looking for ducted air conditioning. And because my clients are the only ones in the market who are using this strategy, it blows the customers away when they're not used to seeing this. So now I'm a mum and a dad, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, I need to get ducted aircon, and I'm on Google and I'm telling my friend about it and I'm messaging my partner. Now all of a sudden, I get hit with these ads, a video of you looking great, doing an amazing install, a video of your customer talking about how great an experience it was working with you, why they chose you, all of the reasons that they wanted to go with you for. And then at the end saying that they would highly recommend you to someone else. They're going to see that right at that exact moment that they want to get a ducted done. So all of a sudden their impulse and their trust and their emotion starts to get stirred up, and they become a lead. They put their name, number, email in, and they answer a few questions. Now all of a sudden they're a part of your system. But it doesn't stop there, because what happens with that lead is more important than the lead. Because for any of you that have worked with a marketing agency before, you know that leads mean jack shit if they don't turn into a booked job. That's why I never brag about how many leads I generate for my clients. I only ever brag about how much revenue I generate for them and how much profit I generate for them. Because if I got you 100 leads and you don't turn any of them into a booked job, then it means absolutely jack shit. So how do I, as a business owner, help you convert these leads into a booked job? Because this is where I go above and beyond, because I'm not a marketing agency, I'm a partner. I look at this like I am your business partner. I'm a temporary business partner. I come into your company, and it's my job and my responsibility to not only give you the lead, to not only get you the quote, but to help you turn that quote into a paying customer, and then that paying customer to referring you onto a bunch of other people. That's where I help you, that whole process. The way I do this is by I understand what does the customer actually want. They want speed. right? They want speed. 70% of homeowners. 70% of homeowners go with the first person who gets back to them. You are 5 times more likely to convert a quote if you can contact them within 5 minutes. So knowing that data, I have built a system to allow you to absolutely dominate your competition with speed and precision. And we do that through 2 strategies. Number 1, we have an AI receptionist that acts as your sales agent. So the moment a lead comes through, it's going to ask them, what is your address so I can work out what's possible? Now you're going to know where they live. You can jump on realestate.com. You can have a look at their property online. The next thing it's going to do, it's going to ask them for their floor plan. And then when they send their floor plan across, it's going to say, can you please book in a time to have a conversation? Now, imagine the customer's experience right now. They've seen a video of you. They've seen a video testimonial. They trust you, they like you, they believe in you. It's 5 p.m. on an afternoon. They put their details in, and 60 seconds later, you text them as a human because they can't tell it's AI. You ask a few questions, and then you say, let's book in a time. So now you've contacted them within 60 seconds. So you're already 5 times more likely to convert that person. You've created an amazing experience for that customer because you're so much faster than everyone else. But here's where it gets exciting. Because the standard way of needing to do a quote is to grab that floor plan and you either size it up yourself, so you go through and do all of the calculations, spend a bit of time doing that, blah, 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 blah. Or you send it off to a supplier and you ask your supplier to please give you a quote for it, and they take a week to get back to you, and sometimes they even forget if you're sending them too much, and by the time that happens, the customer's already gone with someone else. Or you're using a software like Polyroid where you have to upload it and spend 30, 40, 50 minutes designing the system, and it's manual and it's annoying and it's not scalable. So we have developed the first system in the world that allows you to simply upload the floor plan into your system. This system knows all of your pricing. We're gonna set it up with you. So it's gonna have all of your pricing included, every single cost, from a 7 kilowatt ducted up to a 25 or whatever it is. Your zone motors, your controlling, everything, vents, every single cost is gonna be included in that. And you're gonna upload a floor plan. It's gonna tell you exactly how many kilowatts are needed, how many vents are needed, how many zones are needed, and how much you're going to sell that job for. And then, in one click of a button, it's going to create a link that'll generate a quote that you can send to the customer, and they can open that link on their phone, and it's completely interactive. It's going to have the 3 brands that you use. They're going to be able to scroll through this link, click into the different brands interactively. They're going to be able to click into the brochures. It's going to have all your upsells, your air touch, your temp sensors, your rush treatment, everything. They can click into that. It's going to have a bunch of videos down the end. We're going to put video testimonials on there. It's going to be the whole thing. So now the customer has seen a video testimonial, a video of you. You've responded to them within 5 minutes. They've booked in a time. You're jumping on that phone. You already have a quote ready, prepared. You already know the pricing. You're sending that quote to them. It's interactive, and the competition is taking 24 hours to contact them, 3 days to send them a quote, and then they use zero, some ugly white piece of paper. You know those ugly zero quotes that you probably use right now? They're sending that. And you have a full presentation that is completely designed with your branding and fully interactive that the customer's never seen in their whole entire life. Do you think it's about price then? Do you think the customer cares if you're $1,000 more expensive? Of course they don't. You are 10 times better because you've justified your value in the experience that you've created for the customer, that we're doing for you. On top of that, you can send out 50 quotes a week and not be burnt out. Because how many of you have sent out so many quotes that it burns you out that you just can't be bothered anymore? You go, I just can't be bothered designing another system. I just can't be bothered putting together another quote. I just can't be bothered sending another quote that a customer doesn't get back to me on. How many times has that happened? This system eliminates that. It is so quick that from floor plan to a quote in the customer's hand is 2 minutes. And it's the best quote that the customer's ever received in their whole entire life. And I'm gonna build that directly into your business, and you'll be the first person in Australia to use this. Meaning the customers have never, ever, ever seen anything like this before. They're gonna be completely and utterly blown away by you as a company and you as a business owner. And then lastly, I'm gonna work directly with you on a one-on-one capacity. We're not a big bougie marketing agency like these other guys. I don't have a white collar. I'm wearing a black t-shirt filming this outside. We do things differently. Traditional marketing agencies will sign you, and then you'll have an email access to them where you can only send them an email, and then they'll say, you can talk to my account manager, and then that account manager, and that account manager, and none of them have even picked up a spanner before, let alone understand what air conditioning is. And you're like, who the heck do I even talk to? You don't even know. Not with me. We don't work like that. It's just me. You deal directly with me. You're in a WhatsApp group chat with me. I will coach you on how to sell, how to handle objections, how to get better pricing with your supplier. When you need to hire, I will help hiring for you. I will hire for you. I'll do it for you. If you have callbacks, I will build you a system to stop getting callbacks. How can I possibly do that? Well, I had my own air conditioning company and I grew that to doing 10 ducteds a week. So all of the things that you're going to need to know to get to 10 ducteds a week, all of the lessons, all of the mistakes that you will make, I've already made those mistakes. So what I can actually do is I can pre-warn you of those mistakes that cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's how much it literally cost me. I think I had about $250,000 in mistakes. So I can save you $250,000 in the mistakes that I made when you're growing to 5 ducteds a week and then up to 10 ducteds a week. If you want to get to that level, I can just say, hey, do this instead of that because I did that and it got this result. So you're going to be working directly with someone who has walked your path and who just did it again. I built my own air conditioning company 2 years ago, and then I worked on Tradie for 2 years, and I've helped over 200 air conditioning companies, and 95% of our clients have been with us for over 12 months, and we've scaled multiple businesses to 5 ducteds a week and 10 ducteds a week. But I went out there and said, I'll do it again. And I built Aura Air. And within 0 to 7 days, I had a full brand, social media, content, website, everything like that completely built. And then in the next 3 weeks, we've had over $80,000 worth of quotes accepted. We've already done 2 jobs. I've already got 2 video testimonials. The social media already has 60 posts on there. And it already has more posts than 99% of air conditioning companies throughout Australia. And I've had the company for 4 weeks. And that's who you get to work with. You have direct access to someone like that that's done this over and over and over again. I recorded the whole thing and posted it and gave away so much free value to show people that when I speak and when I tell you that I know what I'm doing, I actually know what I'm doing because I can do it over and over again. And I have the reps on the board. So that's what you're getting. You're getting marketing to generate ducted leads every single day of the year. There's no up and down. It's consistent all year round. So now you can hire with confidence. Now you can go into the factory with confidence. Now you can get the car with the confidence. I'm going to give you a system so it doesn't take you long because I want to make sure that when I give you a bunch of leads that none of them fall through the cracks, they all get contacted, and that you can quote on mass volume, that you can send 20, 30 quotes a week and not get burnt out. And then I'm going to work directly with you on a one-on-one capacity to make sure that as the business grows, that you personally grow with it. Now, I know you're probably sitting there going, I've tried a bit of marketing in the past. You most likely have. Most people have done a little bit of SEO. You've done a bit of Google ads. Maybe you've worked with an agency before and they've done Facebook and Instagram and they looked good. They had all the testimonials. All right, so why should you trust me? You've been burnt before. You've had a shit experience before. That was exactly like Sean from Love Air. Have a look at one of our Google reviews. So Sean was with another marketing agency for 3 months before us. In 3 months, he generated 0 sales. In the first 4 weeks with us, he generated $80,000. So Sean was in the exact same position as you, where he was very skeptical because he'd been burnt before, and he actually said he was on the brink of giving up. Have a look at the review. He said he's on the brink of giving up social media. Sean now does 8 ducteds a week consistently every single week because he sat there and he realized that it wasn't him and it wasn't his fault and it's not your fault. So I want you to just forget about those times because it happens to all of us. I've been burnt before. I want you to forget about all of the times that it never worked. I want you to forget about all the leads that you've had that you never converted. I want you to completely forget about that, and I want you to think about this for a moment. I want you to think about the moment that it does work. The moment that your business actually starts to grow for the first time in your life. The moment when you're actually generating consistent leads, and when you talk to those people, they already know you and trust you and like you, and you're not competing on price, and you're being able to quote on mass volume and get back to people straight away, and you're accepting a shit ton of quotes. I want you to think about that. When you start to hire people for the first time, you've got a great team. When you hit that 5 ducted a week mark, when your profit is great, when you've got the work cars, when you're pulling up to the supplier and all of your company cars are fully branded, fully wrapped in all of your logos, and you walk in there and everyone respects you, everyone looks at you differently at that point. When you walk in, they come up to you. They want to talk to you. They want your phone number. They want to ask you questions. Your wholesaler's taking you out for coffee. You have other wholesalers calling you up to try and take you for lunch. You have Dakin and Mitsubishi calling you up saying, come and shop with us. We want to take you on holidays because you're the big dog now. Right? Think about that for a moment. When one day you wake up and your girlfriend or your wife says, hey, I want to go for breakfast this morning, and you've got an amazing team in place and you're not stressing because you've got 2-3 weeks booked in advance and you've got a full team to do that work, and you're just on sales and building the team. And you can sit there and look your wife or girlfriend in the eyes and say, absolutely, let's go for breakfast. And then you take your kid out of school and you take your kid there with them as well. How does that feel? For the first time in your whole entire life, you have that feeling of total freedom in your life, where you finally feel like you've made it, where people look at you differently. People are proud of you. Your girlfriend's proud of you. She respects you a lot more now. When people shake your hand, it's different now. It's not the same as what it used to be because you've proven yourself to the world. You've proven to yourself what you can do. Think about that. That's what you can do right now. That is what you can do in this moment. It takes one decision. It takes one split decision, one conscious will to say, I will do it. I will back myself. I do believe in myself. Every great person that you see out there, every successful person, they were all at the point you are right now. They're all at the crossroad. The crossroad where you can do one or two things. You can make an excuse and you can say, I just don't have anything in place yet. I need to get my systems in order. The same crappy excuses. Do you know how many people I've spoken to that said, I need a couple of months. I've just got to get a few things in place. You never hear from them. Then they come back 12 months later and their business is practically failing. I've never in my life seen a successful person delay action. Never in my whole entire life. I've never ever been around a successful person that waits 2 to 3 months to make a decision. They make decisions straight away. They act straight away. Because if it goes wrong, it doesn't matter. You took action, a month later it didn't work out, bang, take action on something else. That is what successful people do. So you can come up with all the excuses in the world. You got to talk to your girlfriend, you got to talk to your partner, you got to think about it, but those things don't create success. Your girlfriend or your partner, she didn't date you because you're incompetent. She didn't date you because she wanted to make all the decisions. You're a man. A man's job is to lead and take control of the family and to make the decisions. And that is why she respects you. She respects you because you don't go to her and say, hey, I'm thinking of growing the company. I wanted to just chat to you first and just see if it's okay. She doesn't respect you for that. She respects you because you go home tomorrow, you've just had a phone call with me, and you say, babe, come in here for a second. Enough's enough. I'm making a change in my life. I'm making a change in my business. I'm making a change for us, for our future family, for our current kids, our future kids. I made a decision, and that is the moment that she respects you. Success loves speed, it loves action, it loves decisions. The alternative is you dwell on it. And how much longer does that last for? You've seen how many companies are popping up. 7 News released a video saying that air conditioning companies have the highest average earning business out of anything in Australia, not just trades, any business, $1.5 million average. What does that do? All of a sudden, your business guys go, I can start an air conditioning company without having the trade and I can just get a team to do the work. So now you're not only competing with other fridges, you're competing with sophisticated business owners that have 10 businesses under the belt. Every single person now wants to start an air conditioning company. I have Sparkies reaching out to me endlessly saying, I want to do ducted, I want to do ducted, I'm getting my ticket, I'm getting my ticket, I'm getting my ticket. It is the hottest thing in the whole country right now. Look at Grant Cardone over in America. He's now selling courses on how to grow HVAC companies. Alex Hormozi is now doing roadmaps on how to grow HVAC companies. HVAC companies are the new booming business. And this means you're in an amazing opportunity right now. You're in a golden opportunity where you can completely prosper and change your family's trajectory forever. Or you can sit back and do absolutely nothing and allow the competition to take you over and you can be made nothing and go back to working for someone, a full-time job. Having a boss tell you when you can take a day off. Asking your boss if you can have lunch. As a full-grown man, asking your boss, can I have a day off? That's the consequences of not doing anything. So right now you have a decision to make. I'm sitting here with an endless amount of proof of what I can do by building my own air conditioning company to $500,000 a month and selling it, building another air conditioning company publicly to doing $80,000 worth of accepted quotes in the first 3 weeks of running ads, to creating a better social media than most people have so far, to growing Kane from KR to 10 ducted, Sean from Level Air to 8 ducteds, Maddie from Bulls Air to 7 to 8 ducteds, Maddie from Cooper Air to 5 to 6 ducteds, Sheer Comfort 5, 6 ducted, Dallas All Degree Refrigerations 3, 4 ducteds. All of these guys have been with me for over 12 months. I have an endless list. I have over 20 video testimonials. I have only 5-star reviews on Google, 25 5-star reviews on Google, and I haven't even asked people for over 8 months to do it because I don't really care about Google reviews. Not a single negative review. I can't delete Google reviews, you know that. Once a Google review goes up, it's there for good. So the fact that I don't have a single negative review in 2 years, what does that show you? It shows you that I'm not out there trying to screw people over. I genuinely care about my reputation. My reputation is on the line when I work with people. That's why I don't work with everyone. So when you and I have a phone call, the way it typically goes is I ask you a few questions first to make sure that I'm actually going to be the right fit. Because a large portion of the time when I talk to people, I'll typically say, I actually don't know if I can help you. Because if someone has a bad mindset, or someone goes, I don't want to film content, I don't want to do that, I don't care about sales, I'm the best, and they come to me with a crappy attitude, I'm not willing to put my reputation on the line to back that person. So the way the phone calls go is me finding out a little bit about you, your mindset, your belief, your goals. What are you actually trying to achieve? I don't want to work with someone that only wants to do 1 ducted a week. You know, I want to work with people that want to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ducteds a week. So I need to make sure that we fully align. And if we do fully align on this phone call, right, on the phone call, what I'm actually going to do for you to give you back something, I'm going to do a deep dive into your current business. We're going to identify exactly what's holding you back right now. What have you been doing the past 12 months? Why isn't it working? And what can we do? So regardless, whether you do or do not work with me at the end of that phone call, you're going to be left with a clear roadmap of what you need to do anyway. So from here, right now, what I want you to do, there's a button just below this video. That button's going to take you to a calendar booking page where you'll book in a time. Now, I'm not palming you off to a salesperson. Because of that, I kindly ask that you would respect my time just as I respect your time. Imagine if you booked in a service job or an install and you rocked up to do that job and the customer wasn't actually there. And you'd spent all this time, resources, and money to meet the customer there and they weren't actually there. That would upset you and it would frustrate you because you're a business owner. Now, I'm a business owner as well. So when you book a time in with me, I want you to actually sit back and go, can I actually do this time? And don't just book something randomly. Look at your calendar. Have a look at your calendar and go, does this time work for me? When you book it in, put a reminder on your phone, put an alarm clock on, and please make sure that you actually show up to the call, that you're prepared, that you're not running around, that you're not in a roof, and you can actually sit down and take the call because it's going to be extremely valuable. And I'll send you a screenshot. I have people message me all the time saying, how much do you charge for a call? I charge 750 USD for a 1-hour call. So it's about 1,200 Australian dollars for a 1-hour call. And I'm giving you a 1-hour call for free. You're getting a $1,200 phone call for free because in that 1-hour call I give with them, the strategy, I'm giving that exactly to you. So the call isn't even a sales call. It's actually a strategy call where I break down your current business, what you're trying to achieve. I'll give you a roadmap. And then at the end of the call, I'm going to ask your permission to present an offer if I think we're the right fit. But if I don't think we're the right fit, I'm just going to give you a bunch of free value. So please book in a time that works for you. Please put a reminder on and please show up extremely positive and happy. And I really look forward to doing this, guys. And I can't wait to talk to you. Thank you so much.